Hello, magical people. Welcome to the Daily Astro Show. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and we're here streaming live on the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. Hope you're all doing very, very well out there. I am very happy that Mars is now officially in Leo. We are here. We are out of this Mars in Cancer. Thank God. So that's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about in today's weekend astrology horoscope for the weekend of Friday, April 18th, going until Sunday, April 20th, Gregorian year of 2025. So hello, everyone. Yes, happy Easter time as well. And before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. We appreciate all of your support for subscribing, sharing this content. If you enjoy it, it helps it to get out to more people out there in our beautiful world. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below. And my availability at the moment is starting in September of 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me this year, you can go book in below. And we've got that new astrocartography reading option, which is looking at the astrology of the world's map based on your birth chart. So really, if you book an astrology reading with me, we can look at anything: your birth chart, your current transits, your birthday chart, your astrocartography, synastry, literally anything. So I always love doing the one-on-one readings. And also very excited to share that Janine and I, hi Margie, nice to see you. Janine and I are going to be doing, let me fix the poster over here, on Sunday, May 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern live, a Opening the Psychic Senses workshop. This is going to be level 2 out of our workshop series on opening the psychic senses to unlock the secrets of your natural psychic abilities. So, Janine and I, we're professional psychics, astrologers, tarot readers, and we're going to share with you guys all our tips and tricks on how to unlock your psychic senses, which is our natural birthright. We can do it naturally. So if you'd like to sign up, you can go to Beyond Mystic Academy. So how is everybody feeling out there? We've got, okay, and I've been saying this to you guys. I said, enjoy the first week of April, because even though we had just come out of an eclipse season, we actually had some really positive aspects going on the first week of April. And we're in intensity. We're in intensity all the way until Gemini season, which is going to be May 20th. The sun ingresses into Gemini. So we are in some intense waters, as I'm going to break down for you. Of course, we're coming from last weekend. We had that intense full moon in Libra. Yes, Stain, we are professional witches. Very proud to be a professional witch. Thank you for that. We had that intense full moon in Libra last weekend. And as we go into this weekend, yes, Mars is in Leo. I'm going to be talking about that. We're very, very happy that Mars is now out of fall position of Cancer, finally. But we've got Sun in square to Mars and the Sun at the end, critical degrees of Aries, which can always be a little bit of a tension point whenever a planet is at that 29th anaretic critical degree. So Mars moved into Leo. Let's just kind of go day by day, because there is a lot going on. So today's Friday, April 18th. We've got the chart up for today. And actually, in the middle of the night last night, Eastern time, Mars finally ingressed into Leo. Yay, where he likes to be way more than he's been in Cancer on and off since September 2024. Yes, we did have Mars in Leo November, December of 2024. But most of the time since September, it's been a Mars in Cancer, which has been really sensitive, moody, been making us tired as a collective. It's, Mars is a very important planet in astrology because it rules our divine masculine side. Okay, the masculine, which has to do with our energy levels, where we direct ourselves, stamina, our confidence, our boundaries, action, initiation, all those masculine things. So when Mars is at his fall position of Cancer, it can be very, very funky. And I've been seeing a lot of you guys in the comments on my videos here on YouTube, Rumble, and X, or on my social media, on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. When I posted my Mars and Cancer reel the other day, a lot of you guys were saying that it resonated with you. You thanked me for putting out that reel. So you're welcome, you guys, because yeah, it's been a drag. It's been tiring. It's been sensitive and interesting that during this Mars and Cancer transit, we've been having all this tariff issues, all this conflict, Mars's conflict in its challenging side with countries. Cancer rules countries and homelands. So I think we're going to start to see, now that Mars is in Leo, we're going to start to see over the coming months some resolution with some of these issues between countries and homelands. We're going to start to feel more energized. We're going to start to feel like it's going to be easier for us to direct our energy. And, you know, Mars in the sign of Leo, Leo is about our passions, okay? It's the sign ruled by the sun. Mars loves to be in Leo. It's about passion, creativity, romance, love, children, enjoyment. So definitely a positive upliftment energy-wise now that we've got that Mars in Leo, okay? But the beginning of this Mars in Leo transit is starting with a square to the sun, which is going to be exact on Sunday, April 20th. So that's when we will have exact sun 1 degrees of Taurus. Yay, Taurus season starts tomorrow in square to Mars in Leo. So we're coming into a weekend with Mars has just changed signs. We can definitely be feeling that energy shift. And the sun is moving into Taurus. We're entering a new astrological sun sign season, which is slower than Aries. Taurus is about enjoying the beauties and pleasures of life and comfort and security and calmness, but it's not going to be a super calm Taurus season. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Because we're having some very intense aspects. But sun in Taurus season, we can feel that energetic shift. We can feel like there is a need to be enjoying ourselves more, to be outside, to be earthing, to be grounding more. Can actually be a very good astrological remedy with this Taurus season. And this sun square Mars this weekend. So this can be conflict. Okay. I'm not being negative saying this. I'm just being honest with you guys about the astrology. Okay. Sun square Mars, and it's also square Pluto at the same time. We've got sun in square to Pluto and Mars. Okay. Sun square Pluto won't be exact until the 23rd. But this is the sun currently in square to two malefic planets, Mars and Pluto, and specifically with this exact sun in square to Mars, exact on Sunday, April 20th, but we're in the energy of it all weekend. You know, these adverse aspects, I always like to think that they're not punishing us. They are initiating us into when we experience challenge or we experience conflict or we experience adversity. Okay. Those are things that are initiating us into newer levels of change and transformation. So, you know, I keep it real with you guys. I'm honest with you guys about the astrology. Okay. I don't like to, you know, pussyfoot around what's going on. This is going to be a very intense Taurus season. We are definitely going to be tested. I'm going to break it down day by day in the daily astro shows with all the content I put out there. Okay. But I'd like us to think of this instead of this Taurus season as being, oh my God, we're going to have sun square Mars, sun square Pluto, Mars opposite Pluto, Uranus conjunct Algol, full moon in Scorpio. Instead of looking at those transits as like punishments or they're all bad or they're all negative. Okay. Let's be open to the medicine that they have to offer us. Let's be open to, I keep hearing spirit say, the initiation and the transmutation and the transformation that they have to offer us. Okay. This is a beautiful time of release. This Taurus season, the Taurus season is starting tomorrow, Saturday, April 19th, as we go into this weekend. And this Taurus season will be challenging for you, and this weekend will be challenging for you if you are trying to pretend like there's things that maybe need your attention that, oh, I don't want to put my attention there because that's negative, or I don't want to deal with that. Okay, this is an important time to be honest with yourself, with your common sense, to be paying attention to what is coming up for you, because there will be tests. There will be potential conflict, specifically going into this weekend. It's interesting that it is Easter. Many of us are celebrating, this Easter weekend. Many of us will be around family and loved ones. This is definitely a time to be mindful of where you are putting your energy, what is worth the fight, what is worth the conflict, because it can be very easy to go into battle mode, okay, with Sun Square Mars, and battles that could get nasty. And Mars can be testy, and it can be like Sun Square Mars saying things that we don't actually mean, but we're just feeling testy and really triggered in the moment. So not taking things personally from loved ones as we go into this weekend, not taking things personally from others, knowing that with Sun Square Mars, people can be easily triggered, being mindful if we are spending time around loved ones, that it can be very easy to go into a fight at this time. And sometimes we need to stand up for ourselves and put our boundaries and speak a truth, but don't feed into major conflict. Okay. Because that's something that it can be easy to go into a very conflictual place where we maybe say things that we don't mean, or we exerted our energy in a way that was actually, an energy leak, right? Vicky says battling with family is not worth it. Yes, especially if we're on different wavelengths, okay? And people at the moment can be very divided, have very different beliefs, okay? But we don't need to get into that. We don't need to force beliefs on anyone. There's nothing that we can say. I know I say this all the time, you guys, but honestly, there's nothing that you can say to a loved one to try to get them on the same page as you. It has to happen in their own time, okay? So thank you so much, MJ. Love you. I think that's you, MJ, Marceau02. So it is a little bit of intensity in the air, okay? It is a little bit of being easily triggered in the air. Emotions can be running high. But let's talk about some of the ways that we can positively work with this Sun Square Mars. Sun Square Mars is very creative. It's very sexual. It's very passionate, okay? It can be good for action, okay? So definitely a weekend where we want to be physically moving. We want to be getting outside, exercising, dancing, doing sexual things, okay? Mars can be very sexual and very primal, being creative, being very mindful where we assert our energy, Mars. And actually the Sun Square Mars can be quite productive for us. Amanda says, I feel the intensity. Yes, it is intense. And interesting that on Sunday, April 20th, the exact same day that we have Sun Square Mars, we've also got Mercury exactly sextile Pluto and Venus exactly sextile Uranus. So there's actually some nice positive aspects on the day of that Sun Square Mars. With Mercury in sextile to Pluto, that can be empowering confirmations. Yeah, confirmations. I meant to say conversations, information being revealed. Venus in sextile to Uranus can be a positive shift and breakthrough in our values and our commitments and our committed relationships as well. And Linda says some good sexy tiles. Yes, there could be some good sexy tiles going into this weekend. And what I'm going to do here, I'm at a family member's house at the moment, and I forgot to go grab my tarot cards, which are in the other room. While I go grab my tarot cards, I just want to play this quick little video. I'm sure some of you guys saw. In Canada, we've got the leadership debates just happened in French and English the past couple days, and there was some very big breakthroughs of truths being revealed. Okay, now that Neptune is in Aries, Canada has an Aries rising, Neptune in Aries. People, I think, really waking up and big truths being revealed. So I'm going to go grab my tarot cards. We're gonna break this clip down in a moment. Take a listen. This is a clip. Mark Carney tried to screw over Pierre Poilievre for not getting government clearance. Little did he know, Pierre Poilievre came fully prepared and completely flipped the script. This is by far Pierre's best moment in the debate, from Jingle Hey on X. So take a listen, and I'll be right back.
I have got my security clearance when I was a minister. I got top secret clearance at the time, so there's no problem getting that. But when the government made this recent offer, they said that if I got the secret security clearance briefings, that I would be gagged under the security law, and I could be prosecuted if I spoke freely about matters of foreign interference. Now, given that Canada has experienced Chinese interference by Beijing, the government of China, in 2 consecutive elections, I needed to do my job to speak freely without fear of prosecution. And that was not something I would be allowed to do. Even Thomas Mulcair, the former leader of the NDP, said that when he was the leader of the opposition, he never would have accepted the kind of gag order that your government and Mr. Trudeau's government was attempting to impose on me. And it's good that I'd made that decision, because it has allowed me to speak freely about things like the case where one of your candidates, sir, actually said that he wanted to send a political opponent to China under a bounty threatening his life or imprisonment, and you refused to get rid of him. Now, it might have something to do with the fact that you went to China not long ago to get a $250 million loan for your company. But the reality is, you refused to stand up for a Canadian who was being threatened by a foreign government. And I was able to speak freely on that matter because I refused the gag order that the Liberal government attempted to impose on me.
Well,
Derp. Okay, so unbelievable. He just, every time, it was fascinating during the debate, every time one of the other opponents was trying to make Pierre look bad, say that he doesn't have security clearance. Actually, it's being revealed that we couldn't get the security clearance because you're trying to put a gag order on him. Okay. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch the whole debate. I'm going to have to watch it later because I'm visiting some family at the moment for Easter. But I love that now we've got this Neptune in Aries. We're moving into also part of this, these intense aspects is truths being revealed and major reality checks for the public. So, you know, I'm a Canadian gal. I like to talk about what's going on in Canada as well. So I think that debate went really well for Pierre. And also interesting, we've got someone in the comments says, this morning, the Trump assassination, oh my God, sorry, you guys, cancel, clear, delete. Why did I just say that? The Trump administration just dumped information on RFK assassination. I didn't see that yet. Wow, Lisa. And the pandemic. Definitely disclosure overlord. Yeah. Overload. Oh my God, why can't I talk today? So yeah, interesting. This is from X. Holy crap, the White House just updated the covid.gov to a website outlining how COVID originated from Chinese lab link, and they exposed Dr. Fauci's efforts to cover it all up. Okay, so this, I'm gonna have to look more into this because I'm just seeing this for the first time. But I gotta be careful what I say here on YouTube because we're on YouTube, Rumble, and X. I can't even say what I fully want to say right now, but I'll just say I don't fully believe that there even was I don't want to get my channel taken down, but maybe you guys can read my mind. Like that whole theory of the lab leak wouldn't apply if there wasn't even a virus. Okay, so I don't know about that. I'll have to look into that. But all things are being revealed at this time, and it's very, very interesting. Yes, Stain. Very, very interesting, everything being revealed. And it can be an overload. DigiBean says, just blink in Morse code. Okay, I don't know how to say that word in Morse code. Woo! Okay, so before we finish up here, so much going on. Let's pull some tarot cards on how we can, you know what I'm feeling to do? I haven't done this in a while. I'm feeling to pull a card for situation, a card for do this, and a card for don't do this. So we're going to do a spread called situate. One card is the situation. Next card is do this. And the next card is a don't do this. So situation, do this, don't do this. Okay. Because this is a weekend where with the Sun square Mars and Pluto getting into a tighter opposition, Pluto also in square to the Sun, this is some intensity where we're going to want to check ourselves. And there's a lot being revealed. and things are getting excited. So let's see. The situation is the Nine of Wands. Look at him. He looks a little scared. This dude, he's like, oh my God, everything's changing. Everything's being, this could be either side of the aisle. This could be, oh my God, this is just so much right now to keep up with this. And this is freaking crazy. And I'm feeling too sensitive to move ahead. Okay. We've just come out of Mars and Cancer, where I feel like we've been feeling like this guy. So this is the situation right now, but I feel like this is actually going to shift now that Mars is in Leo. Believe in yourself and have courage to continue. Courage, persistence, strength, unshakable force, great success, health, discipline, valor. So yes, we've been through a lot, especially those of us in the consciousness community, the freedom movement. We can be feeling maybe a little bit like this Nine of Wands, like overwhelmed. There's just so much happening at the same time, but we do have the courage and the energy to go through it. Okay, our do this for the weekend is the Fool. Ooh, okay. Spread your wings and fly. The Fool is about embracing the unknown. I absolutely love the Fool card. Also, I also feel from the Fool, it's like an innocence, a childlike innocence and a childlike wonder. So if we are some of us that may be experiencing some of that conflict coming up, some of that challenge, some of that intensity in the weekend with the Sun square Mars, also Sun square Pluto. Again, that won't be exact until the 23rd, but we have exact Sun square Mars on Sunday. Just looking at the challenges, some of the conflicts, some of the intensity coming up, almost like the Fool with a childlike play. How can I play with this? How can I not take this so seriously? And how are some of the challenges that may be coming up initiating us into our new beginning? This is a Uranus card. We're entering totally new beginnings, right? So cool. Yes, Amore, embracing the unknown. Okay, so we're going from Nine of Wands. I'm scared. It's just been too much. There's to the Fool. No, we're going to embrace the weirdness. The Fool is like embracing the weirdness, embracing the unknown, right? Embracing the new journey, having a childlike wonder about it. And let's pick a don't do this. Okay, the next card is don't do this as we go into this weekend. Ooh. Don't do this is the King of Swords reversed. Okay. So King of Swords reversed, the keywords here: deceitful, tyrannical, crafty, imprudent, unpredictable, disorganized. Knight of Swords, when we have it upright, you are strong, energetic, ready to take on the world, fearless, ambitious, logical. It's the strength of the mind and what we do with our words, moving fast with that. So the King of Swords reverse, it's like don't I'm feeling from this, don't not be yourself. Okay, there's a very fine line between being yourself, right? Like completely being yourself and shouting from the rooftops, it's all a scam, everything's fake, we're being poisoned, la la la. That can really, like, if we're screaming that off the rooftops, that can really trip people out and maybe even be too much for people, right? But then the other side of that can be like the Knight of Swords, of pretending or lying about who you are, or totally hiding who you are, or being crafty about who you are. Just exactly, Linda, be authentic. So we don't want to be a weirdo. We don't want to be lying about who we are. We don't want to be hiding about who we are, but we also don't want to be forcing that on anybody in a really intense way. So it's a fine line. And I hope that makes sense, how I'm describing that. Situation: do this. Don't do this. And let's pick a bonus card. Yeah, exactly. Don't not be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah, exactly. Be ourselves, but also honor people for where they're at. Right? bonus card is, ooh, the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. I've been pulling this a lot recently. Page of Pentacles, focus on your goals to bring great success. And I just heard Spirit say we're creating totally new foundations for ourselves. And it's normal if it feels weird. I'm hearing Spirit say that. We're creating totally new foundations for ourselves, for the whole world, for the systems of structures of life. And if it feels weird, it's actually a good thing if things feel weird. So we are getting grounded, Page of Pentacles, into a totally new reality. Focus on your goals to bring great success. Know that there's very bright times coming ahead. And even right now, we can even look at this time as bright, even though there's challenges in it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Before I finish up, I want to mention as well that our lovely Aline over at Floralin farm.ca has 10% coupon code at the moment on her beautiful handmade all natural soaps. You can use code BM10 all in one word to get 10% off your first order. And I tried some of these soaps. We got them in our gift bags at the Beyond Mystic recent conference, and they smell so good. Love them so much. So you can go check that out at floralinfarm.ca. And right after today's Daily Astro Show, we've got our lovely Coco is going to be live. Yes, Kay McCaven for the Coco Show. So go check out the Coco Show, literally going live right now. I'm going to have to finish up right now on the Beyond Mystic Rumble. And yeah, so we'll go join Coco over in a minute. I love you all so, so much, sending so much cosmic love your way. Remember, when we have some of these challenging transits, we can use it for initiation, creativity. It's keeping us in check. So let me know in the comments how all of you are doing. Sending so much love your way. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg, Moonbeam, and Beyond Mystic channels. And I'll see you all on Monday for the next Daily Astro Show. Bye, everybody.